next item then is to certify the validity and sufficiency of the independent candidate petitions noted on Exhibit L. Which, I think there was a protest filed as against Chippinelli, the city of Massillon situation. So I think that we probably have to set up a hearing date for that protest. Any thoughts on dates?
Well, I was going to suggest that we've already set the hearing date for the protest on the Burnaby petition for the 6th of July. Just for purposes of discussion, does it make any sense to try to do them both in the same moment?
I think it's, I think it would be tough to do both. I think we should have a separate date. I was looking at the Monday the 13th.
I will be out of town the 8th, 9th, and 10th. I will be here the 7th, but I'll be available the 13th.
I'd be available on the 13th.
Can we just pause for a second? Look at my calendar.
Sure.
I didn't know we were going to be setting it.
Yes, sure.
Can we just?
And you said we got time?
The 8th, 9th, and 10th, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'll be available on Tuesday, because I believe we're meeting on the 2nd and 6th.
2nd and the 6th.
I'll be available Tuesday the 7th and on the 13th off. So, whatever time you guys want to do it, by me.
Yeah.
9 at 9 a.m. Okay. Then I would entertain a motion to set the protest hearing. For July 13th at 9 a.m.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, motion carries. Okay. Next item. So Jeanette, what's the next one you want to consider?
We could review the given ones first and then certify
Okay.
valid ones after that.
Right. All right, you want to indicate what that is? If you want to mark this as an exhibit like this?
Yes, we can mark it as exhibit G.
Can you explain this?
We have the petition of Danny Brown. Danny J. Brown, he filed a petition for Madison City Council, Ward 1. He filed a total of 30 signatures. He needed 25 ballot signatures. after our review, he had 22 valid signatures, and he voted in the Democratic Party the day after. So his petition would be invalid
On its face.
on its face.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that the second point is really relevant. The petition's not valid to begin with. We never get to the independency issue.
Right.
So we wanted to provide you with both information.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And then
Okay, I'll just keep going on.
Do you want to vote on these independently, or do you want to take those as a group?
what's your preference? I mean, yeah, we might as well do one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not individual.
yeah, I would move then that the petition of Daniel J. Brown be ruled to be invalid on the basis of insufficient signatures.
And I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion?
And the fact that it already.
Well, no, because I don't think you get to that issue. You don't get to the independency issue if the petition on its face is insufficient.
Right. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, that motion carries. Next candidate.
Next candidate is Scott Graber. He filed a petition for mayor, city of Maslin. He filed a total of 110 signatures on his petition. He needed 81 valid signatures. After our review, he had 75 valid signatures, and so he has an insufficient amount of signatures.
And the bullet points are people not registered at the address, all the reasons set forth on G.
Yes, those are the reasons below.
And again, the recommendation is that that is invalid on its face.
Yes, that's correct.
I would entertain a motion with respect to candidate Graber.
I move that the petition of Scott Graber for mayor, city of Maslin, not be certified for the reasons set forth on Exhibit G and as explained by the deputy mayor.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, that motion carries. Next candidate.
The next candidate is Julie Ann Hoffman. She filed a petition for Canton City Council, Ward 9, and she needed a total of 25 valid signatures. She had a sufficient amount, she filed 32 signatures, she needed 25, and she had 25 that were valid. She voted them in the Democratic primary.
And based on directive from the Secretary of State in some case law, that is why you're recommending it's invalid on its face.
That's correct.
I'll entertain a motion then with respect to Hoffman.
Yeah, so moved.
And I'll second that motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion carries. Okay. Next one, yeah,
Okay, so that, if you want to go back to Exhibit F,
okay.
that takes us to the petition of Richard Hart. And on your chart that we got there, he had a sufficient amount of signatures.
Okay.
Why is he even on here?
This is the list of all of the independent candidates, and we included everybody that had filed an independent candidate.
But there's nothing wrong with this petition.
There's nothing wrong with this petition. His petition is valid. He has a sufficient amount of signatures, and he did not vote in the Democratic primary. On this chart, you'll see he did not vote in a Democratic primary. He voted nonpartisan, and he is not on the central committee. He's not on the executive committee.
Okay, thanks. Move to approve Richard Hart's petition.
Second that motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, that motion carries.
And the last petition is filed by Claudette Isnick. She filed for City of Maslin, President of Council. She has a sufficient amount of signatures on her petition. She did not and she voted nonpartisan in the Democratic, she voted nonpartisan in the primary on May 5th, she's not a member of Central Committee or Executive Committee.
Move to approve Claudette Eston petition.
And I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, that motion carries.
Well, as part of Exhibit F, we do have the two other petitions that are noted on Exhibit F that have sufficient number of ballot signatures. We have not addressed that aspect of it.
Well, I think that both those candidates will deal with that after the protest hearing, have it all in one hearing. I think
Well, I think,
I mean,
I'll leave it to the board.
everybody can comment as far as signatures, the number of valid signatures, but I think that the whole issue is going to be decided with respect to both candidates at the protest hearing. So, just indicate that we table that and have it all in one hearing.
Yeah, I agree that we can't, I think that for the record, we should note that both the candidacy for the petition of Thomas Burnaby and Francis Ciccinelli were sufficient in terms of the number of signatures. Is that not correct? So, but there are protests filed with
Right.
respect to each one, so the record should show that they are having met at least part of the requirement to be sufficient, but for the fact that protests were filed. Because it looks like neither voted in the primary as a partisan, but they took nonpartisan ballots.
Right.
So I think it's important, at least for the record, and they are on Exhibit F, that should be part of the record.
Yeah. So noted. Okay.
You don't want to vote on the sufficiency of the signatures?
No. I think we can do that at the protest hearing. Consider that the record is made that they have the requisite number of valid signatures. Next
The
item.
petition is all correct in all aspects, other than the protest.
There's valid signatures, that's the record that we're making today. Not analyzed anything else other than there's valid signatures, what we're noting.
Well, the petition is properly filled out in the petitions,
Again, I
in both
think that-
cases.
Again, I think that the whole issue is going to be decided at the protest hearing, so there's nothing for us to decide today, other than we know in the record that there's valid signatures in order to move forward.
Yeah, so it
Were there not,
It's
you
a-
would not move
Right,
forward.
if we're not moving forward, right.
And that's
Yeah.
the point I
Yeah,
was making.
Right.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, and that's so noted for the record. Any new business? Nothing like new business, okay. Then, as reminders, then we have upcoming board meetings for Thursday, July 2nd at 8:30. And then we have one for July 6th, and then we just set the new one for July 13th, which is not in here, but there being no further business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're in adjournment, and it is 8:50.